Good day.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Doing fine. How about yourself?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Very well. Um, Anything you've jumped on specifically for?
No, just here to check it out.
Awesome, awesome, cool.
First timer.
Great stuff. Hopefully, Mark, I'll be joining us in a minute. There was some performance stuff that I wanted to potentially dig into. I've actually broken my development environment at the moment, so I'm just seeing if I can actually get it back up and running. I'll wait.
Foreman like the Ruby sort of installer bit.
Yeah, essentially, share my share. So yeah, some dependencies changed, and yeah, I seem to have completely broken things now. um, feel like so apparently there's a dodgy version of this library. I think version 76. So I tried to downgrade to 75. It said, "Oh, there's loads of things that depend on that." So I said, "Oh, just get rid of them as well." And then reinstalled 75, and now yeah, things just aren't working. So
Right. But so what's the Foreman? What's the relationship to Foreman?
what's Foreman? Sorry.
Is that what I thought that's what you said, but I guess I misheard you.
No, so the libraries. So I'm trying to just run like RSpec to run the Ruby tests. And ICU, again, I have no idea what ICU is, but that's one of the dependencies. But it's a bit weird because it's definitely installed. Yes, 75 is apparently the version that works out okay. We shouldn't have done reinstall, but which means it was not symlinked. If you need to have first in part, maybe I should run this for compilers to find it. You need to ask. This is how I get into these holes and manage to break it completely. But
So this is the main GitLab repository?
It is indeed. Again. Andrew, Alexander, hey Mansoor.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Lee.
Hello. Full house today, although I don't know where Marco is hiding out. But did Andrew?
Hello, there we go. Sorry, I was muted. I was saying hello, everyone, but no one heard me.
Hi there.
So I've broken my GDK for a change. And in fact, now I can't even, my terminal isn't even working. Wow. Impressive. I think I'll let someone else drive. Alexander, did you have something that you were going to work on, or?
I don't have anything specific, just let's see what
You know
people
what I
have here.
could do? I could we're sort of coming back to life. So maybe this is retribution for me trying to run native GDK. So this is actually my native installation. So I'm going to jump back to my container, and then hopefully all will be right in the world again. Come back up. So we don't have an issue, but the thing that we were going to look at, so with the community, like onboarding the access requests, Nicholas pointed out that the pages become really slow to load. So let me just jump off the screen. So and I don't know if I can get the performance bar to display in so GitLab/GitLab community members. So I did not know you could display the performance bar in production. Yeah, apparently when you load this,
is that supposed to be a thing?
I think so. I don't know. I'm guessing you can't see some of the stuff, but these timings, this timing. So if it's this, no, that's not 1.7 seconds. I don't think it's too terrible. Are these timings?
Is that 1,175 queries? The first one you were hovering over.
One. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't think that's
Okay.
helping, but I think this. Oh, I don't know. Is that number of resources, or is that no? I think that's how long it took. 10 seconds, or 11, depending on which one you're looking at. But yeah, this definitely doesn't help. And yeah, somebody pointed out. I think it's. Yeah, this appears to be like an N+1, even though it's only taking a millisecond to run each query. That's the one that's probably running like 1,000 times or something. So
yeah,
it would be awesome to be able to dig into that, but how easy that is, I don't know. So
incident management escalation policies.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit like, what escalation policies got to do with like group membership? I guess I don't know enough about them to explicitly say, well, they've got nothing to do with it, but it does seem a bit weird to me.
It should be a fairly uncommon occurrence in the code, though, to track it down.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to have a quick look because, again, I think kindly Nicholas pointed us in the right direction, and even I think those logs would if he hadn't already. Discord. Oh yeah, so Marco's hoped, so he's running a little bit late, but yeah, so this I think is what we were looking at anyway, but yeah, this I don't know if this helps. So group members helper, maybe something in there that's kind of pointing us to. Group members helper is in two places. I guess it's going to be the E1 because incidents are no mention in there. 4 incidents were.
Hello, Marco.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Marco, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. I was running GDK natively for all of about 6 hours before I managed to kaboom it. And now I'm back inside my container. And it reminds me why I love containers so much because, you know, anything goes wrong and you just flick the switch and it's back up and running again. Whereas I've got down some really deep hole with the native one that just keeps getting worse and worse.
Are you using the GDK in a box then now? Or is this a new
Yes.
one that Raven was working on?
It is the GDK in a box container that Raymond's working on. And promise we're going to get it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm just looking
so-
to update my GCK, and I don't know if this is actually going to work or not.
Yeah, I definitely suggest you give it a try. It's just, I don't know, so much easier with just one moving part, if that makes sense, rather than the 8 containers or however many it is. So, I don't know which bit of this is actually. Group members controller index. Not in the controller, is it? That's where it starts and then it kind of cascades. There. They, yeah. That doesn't. Serialized. Member serializer. Okay. No EE version. That surprises me. There's a. Just going to see if my GDK is actually up and running because we need to really recreate not necessarily the slowness, but being able to see. Member entity. That's probably where it's going to be, right? Incident. Why? What would it be trying to load from incident?
Lee, do we have an issue assigned for this?
We don't at the moment. It's literally something that we've noticed over the last couple of days and just haven't got as far as. It's definitely what we need to create an issue. But at the moment, I'm just kind of doing some digging.
Where was this on Discord?
Good question. The
I was just trying to
thread
see that.
is if we get any time tomorrow in the contribute channel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in the thread. Okay.
So instant manager or schedules. Just don't understand what it would even be. Oh yeah, member serializer, base serializer.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's coming from that group members helper, isn't it?
Would have member entity, right? So should we just check GitLab incidents if incident management is EE? No, it's free. Okay, so it won't necessarily be in the EE EE code base. Why did it create that expires that requested at? Is directly shared at that level. Right. Sure. Where that would be coming from. Or even how incidents so if we look at group member. There. What would the model even be? On call schedule. Okay, so on call schedules is actually EE, and it's related to participants and rotations through on-call rotation and on-call participant. I can't see what part of the entity request aware entity and avatar.
Can GitLab do a help here?
We could certainly try it. There's never any harm. Problem is, I'm not sure how good. Like, I don't know that it can actually kind of search the code base, if that makes sense. Can you help me?
Yeah, GitHub Copilot certainly does help. I'm not sure how much integrated this is with the code base.
Let's call it incident call schedules. One of the insane ways that if right, it's okay, perfect, we're up and running. Let's re-enable. Oh, definitely isn't happy. Here. Yeah, so at least we're seeing the same thing.
Incident management on call schedule.
So 2, 4, 5 on each one. So it's being called 1, 2, 3, 4. So presumably that is once for each of the group members.
But why?
Great question. I have a terrible idea. Yeah, once for each of them as to how to potentially. I'm considering like hiding, although to actually call an API, or is it?
What was the column name or the
Well, it's
table?
doing a star, unfortunately. So can't see specifically what it's looking for.
Lee, could you please paste that query here in the chat? That repeated
Yeah.
N+1 query.
Yeah, of course.
Wow, my internet is so slow today.
Discord and these. Zoom's had a facelift overnight as well, which is interesting. So I'm going to struggle to find all the buttons. Right, so it's making a. No, it's not. It is making a GraphQL call, but that's not how it's getting its data. Trying to remember if this is one of the crazy crazy pages, group members, that kind of embeds all the data in. So, yes. The data gets embedded in this group app, data members data. So it's not making like an API call to get this. So what if we break?
So the on-call schedule is part of the project entity. Could it be trying to load the project that the user is part of?
I mean, it seems weird that it'd be trying to like this is a group member listing. I wonder, do we like show a little icon next to someone if they're on call or something like silly like that? Let's go back to the GitLab on call schedule.
You can figure that on your local.
Possibly. I'm a little bit worried about like how much. Maybe it's not two.
Well, we can check the view application to see if it's showing something.
Yeah,
like
if there's any reference, although I guess it would be embedded in, like, I guess this is a, the word I'm looking for, like a component within a component within a component, but it's all good. View DevTools not installed. Oh. Vue.js not detected. Really?
Nice.
GitLab's migrated to React. It was easier than the Vue 3 migration.
I dubbed it.
It's always easier to implement a new tech stack than it is to migrate an existing one.
Probably true to the end. But then you have this Haml view
Mhm.
and so I wonder if I should. What I mean, interested to, I can't think of the simplest way to do it, to like downgrade myself from enterprise for a moment and see if that changes it. That will kind of it won't even confirm that it's EE, will it?
Can't you run it with? Isn't there an environment variable you can set?
I can check local.
Yeah, awesome. That'd be helpful. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, you got a non-EE, but to be fair,
Yep.
yeah.
If you go to GitLab.com to a free account, would that still do the same thing, or would that still run as EE?
Well, yeah, that's what. To be fair, if we just found a group that hasn't got, like I'm trying to think if components probably has got the enterprise license, but I'm entirely sure. How can I tell what would or wouldn't it have? Things like security dashboard and
Yeah.
dependency proxy, etc. Probably EE features. Mark will beat us to it. It's fine. So yeah, I feel like it's got to be this member entity, but remember, like we can. Removing fields from the entity is probably bad because it's probably going to cause something to explode. But if I just sort of stub them, I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
So
On my GDK, and I don't have that enabled. Why is it members preloader RB preload all? Because I do see a select from incident management on call participants.
right.
And that's coming from group members controller in the DB config database. App models EE members preloader RB on line 22.
Was it EE one? Sorry, I'll not the EE one.
Yeah, it's under EE app models EE members preloader.
Ah, yeah. Great find, Marco. Thank you. So okay. Bye bye. And the whole point of the preloader is to prevent that N+1, all right?
Yeah.
Still making queries, even though we told it not to preload. So
That's coming from, go back to the query. Absolutely. Oh, base serializer, line 16.
yeah, unfortunately, that's just a generic thing that's based on the entity, I think, which is why I'm sort of, well,
So
what in here?
Yeah, I do also see that. So
Yeah. I don't understand which of these things would be.
but is it selecting the incident management escalation policies?
It's selecting the on-call schedules.
Oh, I don't have on-call schedules. Oh, yeah, I do also have on-call schedules. Because I have that and escalation policies.
Okay, so it might actually be doing two things. I Wasn't expecting there to be this many references to on-call.
Oh,
Yeah, I did exactly the same search. I limited it to ee/star.rb
Right.
because then you get there's a lot of migrations and stuff
But
that aren't really relevant.
the thing is, I'm looking at the queries and they don't seem connected to the group itself. They are all passing through the project. Why?
Oh yeah, because in here, yeah, project ID. Yeah, is it?
If you check out member user entity, that's got a relationship to escalation policies, which goes for
Right.
escalation policies for project.
Oh,
Line
yes.
26.
Yeah, well,
those
even
as well, but
expose
also
on
further
call
down.
schedules.
Yeah.
So
there's a relation between user and on-call rotation.
yeah, so
Users has many.
although
That's and there's a nice unexposed GitLab employee.
yeah, unexposed, unexposed. I like that. Okay. So now it's just making the one. Oh, so that seems to have fixed the N+1. But obviously, if anything needs that data, which it inevitably will, on-call schedules and escalation policies.
Do you know which line it was that removed the issue?
Let's have a look if they were both. I think Marco is saying he's getting an N+1 for escalation policies as well as.
Yep. This is where GraphQL is superior, kind of.
Oh, because it only loads when it needs to.
Yeah, I guess the member entity, I think it's used kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. So it looks like the on-call schedules was the only one causing a problem for me, weirdly.
You did a search for on-call instead of escalation, though, didn't you? Are they different? Or are they
No,
accessing the same
they're
kernel?
both.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe they're not. Okay. So there's 47 of those. Go back to was it member user instance?
The rebuild time seems to be significantly quicker than I remember.
Yeah, which is hilarious because the reason I installed it natively was because I was having performance issues. And now it's kind of right, sorry. So escalation. Yeah, okay. So both of them have got the problem, despite the members preloader having
both of them defined.
Yeah. So
is it because if you go back to that other entity,
yeah,
like the two methods 22 and line 26, is that doing something where it's stopping the preloader from preloading them?
Quite
because that's doing it by
possibly.
the project ID, which is what you saw in the query.
Yeah, absolutely. So why and where would it get a project ID? And even is that a project ID? Like, or is it actually a group ID, if that makes sense? Like, is the query completely bogus because it's actually
oh, using the group ID instead of the project ID on the query?
Yeah, maybe. If it's group 7, then yeah, I think it is.
You're looking at group members though. Oh, but it's doing project ID. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. No, group 33. And so I guess this is group 7.
Project 7.
Project. Yeah.
Project 7. Yeah, project 7. Okay. So we work on the assumption that we need it, even if we might not need it, and like try and figure out why. User.
Because we cannot change the member user entity. How it, I mean, that's configured to expose those fields. We cannot tell it to hide some in some situations. For example,
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to do so. That's generally why you have like a basic version of an entity and then a more fleshed out version of an entity, that sort of thing. But there might be a way to do something a bit more like that. Might have just fixed. So by getting rid of
Just not saying, yeah.
that,
oh,
could you change it to a filter? No, that's kind of bad, isn't it?
well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if we, yeah, I don't know how the serializers work, but
so as it is right now, it's bringing out all the on-call schedules for that specific user, right? It's not filtering by project ID. But
it's probably doing that anyway.
What do you think?
Like, because the preloader will be loading all the on-call schedules for that particular user.
Yeah.
But then when this is called, it's ignoring everything that the preloader's done and issuing it as a new query.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, where is project IDs coming from?
Great question.
Huh. Source is a
So
group.
Group. Then
It's getting all the project IDs, all the IDs of the project inside of the group.
I guess so.
Yeah, because like an easy fix would be to do a Ruby filter on the already preloaded
Yeah,
array.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if we were to do,
just throwing out the idea, what if we try to run a pipeline like this and see what specs break?
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I'm curious if any specs do fail as well, if they're missing tests for this preload, because I know a bunch of the Ruby specs have preload N+1 checks already, don't they?
Yeah, I was thinking more like if we catch any situation where the query is not returning enough information or more information than what was provided before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not filtering by project ID right now. That was my thinking.
Doesn't seem to break it. So I'm guessing I can't use the scope anymore. So brain. Ruby experts tell me how completely wrong that is.
Strong memoize, I guess, even if you call twice project IDs, that's not actually getting the project IDs twice, right?
Correct. Well, it didn't crash, which really surprises me.
What port number does GitLab run on? I say GitLab, it's
3000 by default for GDK on non-secure.
is that the same for GCK? Doesn't seem to be.
Probably. I'm almost tempted to push up to Emma's Marco, one with this and one without this, if that makes sense. Like you said, let's just see if anything breaks with just removing that scope.
Yeah, you could even, I mean, you could try with one MR run once without the select, and the second time with the select.
You think I'm that patient?
I guess you would also need to run a tier 3 pipeline to try and catch everything.
Sounds like a good. Although tier 3 is still not everything, right? Or is it?
If
Maybe.
it's not everything, it should be close to everything, I guess.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn my performance bar off. I'm going to.
Oh no.
So, my Git setup's a bit broken in. What's it called in my VS Code in my container or whatever? So I'm actually going to make those changes or make that change in the web IDE, which was simple, right? It was just literally removing the. So I'm going to do one like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
do you actually need to do object.onCall schedules?
good point. You don't. You can just get rid of that altogether. Should we just check that here quickly? Yeah. Thank you, Marco. So, okay, so fix +1 magic.
With magic.
Then can I change back to master? So this time we're going to say user schedules equals this. So what we do in here. Right, so yeah, user schedules is that, and then user schedules select. Then use it arbitrary policies.
I'll be right back.
Did I miss something? Oh, someone's getting hungry. Good. Nice. The nice thing is it's practically lunchtime, so hopefully when I come back from lunch, I'll be able to see if it's exploded. So that's actually got as far as, yes, pipeline has started. So being a good citizen, I guess I should, just in case we don't, well, regardless of whether we fix it or not, I'm never too sure. Let's create an issue though.
I'm curious why there were 1,000 queries on that page, though, because even this wouldn't inflate it that much.
Yeah, sort of a good point. Well,
unless there's more N+1s elsewhere.
I think it's because this group has, not this group, but the group we were looking at does have thousands of members.
Oh, so it's doing the queries for members that aren't even on that page.
Possibly. But you're right, maybe there are just loads of other issues, but this is one of them, right? Because even this is running 157, right, with only 5 members. But I think it's one of those things that maybe there's like a baseline, which is insane, because obviously on every page load, it loads like the super sidebar, right, which needs to know loads of stuff about permissions, the project you're in, the group you're in, you know, all these avatars. There's just so much insaneness that so I don't know if it's just group members, so just say members page.
Just loading the issue MRs into the accounts on the sidebar could bring quite a lot of those queries to check for permissions.
Yeah, members page. This paste it. Say where page. Yeah, what do we think? So how many are displayed on a page? 20?
Should be, yeah.
Looks like it.
And so realistically, do we think that it's only going to reduce the number of queries by like 40 roughly. 20 or 38, probably like 19 less queries for on-call schedules and 19 less queries for.
Oh, I thought it was 5 per person, you said. 2,672. That doesn't make sense. Oh, no, because each one's got multiple.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, maybe. Maybe if I search for some.
That's about 200 queries.
Yeah, 200. Interesting. So going back to my local example though. So this is with it fixed. It's definitely only making one. Or with it reverted. Yeah, what was the escalation? Yeah, so it's 200 of them as well. Okay then. Plus. So, it's being very optimistic, thinking we can actually fix this. Could do with fleshing it out, but that's fine later. So sorry, I've lost track of where. So we removed that. Yeah, and I wanted to see him here. Did I reload the page?
Yeah, it's gone up to 173 from 157.
Okay, so
16 query reduction.
But this is definitely only executing it one member. Do you think that I was going to say, but there's way more than 10 projects in this group, but I was thinking it would be it would be executing a query for each project, won't it?
No, it was where project IDs are in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, project ID in, and it's only got 2 project IDs there.
So
So what are those? Why those 2 particular project IDs? Or are there only 2 in this? Oh, because
great
in the GitLab
question.
community.
I wonder if incident management is enabled for these 2 projects. Here's a tip, Andrew, that I learned a few days ago, a new feature that we added.
Ah.
You navigate to projects and groups using our IDs with that handy little hack. It look like incidents are in a onboarding project. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there's only 2 projects.
In community members.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, no, that's 3.
No, that's a group.
Oh, yeah.
Just 2 projects. So yeah. So God only knows what it would look like in a big. So if I do it in the root group, weirdly, that was much. Do you think it's because they're not direct members, maybe, or?
256. I mean, if gee,
I suppose, like you said, though,
that's a
because
lot of
it's got a list like that, it's not executing anymore. But I don't know why the queries. Yeah, hands up. But what's going on with these pipelines? Doesn't
yeah, it
look
definitely
like
looks
it.
like there's other N+1 issues though.
Absolutely.
Especially, I mean, it's really, yeah, like I said, it's really weird that the community group is getting 1,000 queries, but the main GitLab one's only getting 300.
Yeah, the only thing I can, although I don't really understand it, if it's based on the users that being displayed, but there's only, yeah, I don't know. Let's say the community members group has about 1,000 direct members, but the root group won't hardly have any.
Well, if you go to the root one, you can filter by direct members.
Yeah. Guess we see how much of an impact that has on. Yes, that's literally 1 page. So if we search for the on-call schedules again, does it? What happens to the? What would you remember what it was before?
20, 50, I think.
That's making a huge difference, is it? Well, reasonable, but it shows it's definitely not executing for all of the however many pages of people it is.
Yeah. And if you do indirect, is that going to be? Does it do the other 30?
Back to 52. So that
52,
suggests that it's doing just for a page, because now we've got a whole page's worth of data.
But it doesn't seem like direct or indirect makes a difference.
Correct. Cool.
Oh, hang on. If you go back to that member list again.
Yeah.
When you did the direct one, a bunch of them were bot users. So I wonder if that's making some difference. I don't know, just a guess. But I don't think that makes any difference anyway. There's clearly
no
the issue clearly needs fixing.
So we're primarily bots. 20 again, so it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it's weird.
But it's anyway, 20 instead of the 52 or 50, whatever it was.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's still 1 page, but
I wonder when I remove this. No, maybe not. I was thinking that the two, but they're not even users, right? They're pending invitation, so
Yeah.
this doesn't really make sense. Sort of seems like it kind of matters who the people are almost. But hey, I'm happy. I'm sort of almost unhappy that there's been no pipeline failures yet. I would expect or hope to see one on the earlier one, which makes this. Yeah, this one, the earlier one, because yeah, obviously the data that's coming back should be wrong. So I guess I'll probably want to create a test that fails on this MR but passes on this MR. I'll also guess I probably want to create the N+1 test as well to show that fails before I make this fix and passes after I make this fix. Albeit that I might be tempted to try and get this merged first because it's a performance improvement, and then have a follow-up MR to add and improve the specs.
Well, it's not really true that it has to fail. Like, if even with the change, the data that getting returned didn't change, then it should pass.
But
I think with the N+1 checker test,
That
yeah,
that should fail before,
yes,
not fail
Yes.
after.
absolutely.
Yeah, the other
Absolutely.
test for the data return should pass for both.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, should pass for the before and after on this, but fail for the after on this one. Awesome. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm really happy. I feel like you all helped a lot there, because I'll still be fumbling around if not. And I will share, although the MR you can see there, but I'll share the details and you can follow along on Discord. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thank you, Lee. Thanks, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.